often joke on YouTube that I am the meanest retirement planner, but I promise I'm not mean. I'm very transparent. I don't want you to run out of money, and I don't want you to be mad at me when you're 90 with $10 million going, hey, that was not my goal. Why didn't I retire earlier or spend more or give more or just do more in life that would have made me happy? So that's a fine balance that we need to make sure we're being smart about. Now, what I'm going to go through in today's video is some harsh advice, but I think if you do hear this, you might change your retirement plan. And why do I say that? Because I think a lot of you are working unnecessarily. And I don't say that lightly. Let me show you an example. So this is a sample case study you can see on my screen. I'm going to zoom in so it's larger for you. This is a couple, 57 and 56, very similar to a lot of people who will reach out to us here at Root. And this is what their finances look like. They have $1 million in their investments. The majority is in 401ks. They have a brokerage account that I call a superhero account, and they paid off their home. So could they have a larger investment portfolio? Sure, but they opted into paying off their mortgage because they slept better at night having that mortgage paid off, even though they, like many people I speak to, have had professionals, whether it be financial professionals or just friends, say, hey, don't pay off your mortgage. You should just invest it because the rate is so low. It's practically free money. And they're like, yeah, I get that, but I'm just going to sleep better having it paid off. So this is the couple we're looking at. Net worth 1.8 million, $1 million liquid. Now, when it comes to their retirement, this is what it looks like. This is what I want you to focus on today. 82% probability of success. And many of you want it to be 100% because you don't understand it. And I'm just being harsh and honest with you. And I hope you can take this advice and go, wow, you're right. I'm worrying unnecessarily because I don't need to be 100% because it's not what you think it means. Let me first tell you what it does not mean. This does not mean that this couple has an 82% chance that the plane is going to land and an 18% chance the plane will crash. This means in 82% of market simulations, your plan did not run out of money before your life expectancy. Let me first start by saying I'm a CFP, a certified financial planner, and that is not why you should listen to me. I'll often joke and say, how many doctors would you never let touch your body? Now, I love doctors because they put my hip together and I'm a soccer player, and without them, I cannot live my best life today. But there are also CFPs in my world that I would not let touch a dime of my money, let alone hold my lunchbox. And I work from home, so there is no lunchbox. It's just my fridge around the corner because I record in my home office. What you can see here on my screen now is another advisor that I just picked at random. I am scrolling on LinkedIn. I'll see good content from other advisors and I want to highlight them. So this is Marcel. And Marcel says the following. He says, my clients with 100% probability of reaching their goals are usually miserable, generally working hard and saving, but not much else. And he even goes on to tell a story when a client said, but that's what we thought we were supposed to do. Is it 100% good? He goes on to say it means sacrificing too much today for an unknown tomorrow. And he says, look, I get it. Trying to project your life out 20 plus years in the future. Yes, it's impossible. Now, he targets a 60 to 70% probability of financial success. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Just tell me what number is going to allow me to retire. Once I see 78, does that mean I can retire? Or is it 65% because you just said 82 and it seems like that's too high? The harsh reality for you is it's not a magic number. And it really does depend because certain people have a pension. Certain people want to plan on assumptions where they have 6% growth in retirement, while others want to plan on 4%. Others want to plan on 8%. Others don't want to implement tax strategy. Others aren't worried about healthcare or long-term care nearly as much, so they're not factoring that in. It should be customized to your plan. So here's my harsh reality. Don't focus on this number, 82% probability of success. If we look at their financial plan, here's what we're seeing. Here's a couple, 56 and 57 with $1 million. And if they want to spend $6,000 a month in retirement, that's $72,000 a year, they're on track to have $11 million by age 96. Guys, do you think my clients would be happy with me if I showed them something showing they're dying with $11 million? No, most of them would not. So what are their options? Well, they initially wanted to work till 62 and 64. They don't need to do that. What if they just stop working right now? Am I recommending they do that? No. If they did that, you could see they'd run out of money by 67. By the way, if you guys want to play around with this same tool, you can. It's in the description below. So I'm not Mr. Advisor, oh, just don't work anymore. Hey, let's see what makes sense. Let's see if we can find a balance of working till, let's say, 60, so they both work about 3 more years, and you can now spend $8,000 a month. So I just increased their spending, and they're retiring a little earlier. Well, that doesn't really get us there. Now we're running out of money at 80. Okay, so let's say they go, you know what, 6,000 a month, we've determined that's plenty. We can still live our dream life. Okay, well, here we are at 91, 90. They have $3 million. Then we're seeing some big long-term care expenses. Now, they're putting in significant money for long-term care. I'm going to show it to you right now. These were their goals. Their initial goals were, yeah, we'll work till 62 and 64. We're going to buy some new cars, but nothing crazy, just on the cheap end. But long-term care, we saw our parents go through it. We want to make sure we have enough money. So they're planning. John's planning $75,000 a year for long-term care. Janice, $127,000 a year. And like I said, $6,000 a month, that's their base of expenses. So if we go tweak all these little things, the cool thing about this software is it updates in real time. So look at their probability of success now, 42%. That can seem scary, right? Yes, but at the same time, this is assuming some big long-term care expenses. And if they didn't do that, they'd still be in the 3 million range. This is even saying if they live till 96, there'd be about 800,000 left over. So I'm not saying you want to cut it that close. The harsh reality is there's not going to be a perfect number when it comes to what can you retire from a probability of success perspective. It's not 60, it's not 50, it's not 70. What I prefer is withdrawal rates. So the answer to this video, because I hate leaving it where it's just, okay, great, so that's something to think about. You're like, yeah, but I need action. Withdrawal rates, this is action. Because if I look at their withdrawal rate, even if on track, it looks like they might have $3 million, which is what a lot of people do. Don't make this mistake. Don't look at this graph here and go, okay, so it looks like $3 million at 90. I'm on track. I can go retire. The reason not to do that is because we need to focus on withdrawal rates. A withdrawal rate of 7%, 8%, 10%, that's too high. And that puts us at a significant risk of what's called sequence of return risk, which is basically, what if you retire and get unlucky and markets go down? You don't want to have to go back to work. What if healthcare expenses go up? What if things change? You don't want to actually build a great retirement just to see in a few years it potentially be washed away. Now, not washed away as in you won't be able to eat, but in terms of you won't be able to live to the degree that you want. Now, what we can see is their withdrawal rate is fairly stable once we get past these years here. So what's happening here? Well, we don't have Social Security yet. So what's happening is we're traveling more. We've got a home remodel. We're maybe healthcare expenses. Maybe we're paying for a kid's college. And so you've got a lot of pressure on your portfolio without other income helping out. So these are the years we really need to be cautious. On the flip side, what people do as well, which is a mistake, is they go, well, I'm not going to spend too much. I don't have Social Security yet. Yes, these are my years where I have optimal energy and health, but I don't want to mess up. I don't want to risk it. So then what happens is you underspend, and then you're 80 with plenty of money going, well, I should have spent some. So how do we make sure there's a good balance? What we do is we actually split expenses. So $6,000, if that's your base expenses, great, but how do we make sure we're not overspending in the early years of our retirement if our portfolio is not in a position to support that? So I recommend using a software tool like this, which is available in the description, or actually working with a financial planner to get more clarity. We focus on all aspects of this: probability of success, all tax strategy, all healthcare, estate planning, insurance, portfolio review, because we want to make sure we don't look back and go, we missed something. That's what I wanted to show in this video. I know it's a harsh reality that there's not some magic number, but I do hope you can see the value in doing quality planning, because then you will get confident for your retirement. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.